On the sofa, lighting his spliff off my Joe Malone candle. The ash was falling into the wax. I said, "Oi, big man, what you did?" He said, "Sis, it's just a bit of mood lighting." I was like, "Are you fucking dumb?" I said, "IKEA tea light, that's mood lighting." He was like, "Calm down." I said, "No." I had to go outside, have a little breather. I could feel the anxiety rising inside me. Because I don't suffer with depression, luckily, but I do suffer with anxiety, and I feel like anxiety is like depression, but with energy. You know what I mean? You wake up in the morning, you're like, "I want to kill myself!" But you got enough pep in your step to spread the word one brunch at a time. Yeah. Suffered with panic attacks. I didn't have any idea what it was for a while. I just thought all my bras were too tight. Yeah, so now I go to therapy, right? 5.5 years I've been in therapy. I know, laugh it up, mate. Sort of narrowed it down. I used to do drugs, and then I thought, you know what, if I'm going to talk incessantly at someone, let me make it worth it. So I recommend therapy. I feel like if you don't go, you might exhaust your friends. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, what it is, it's just a controlled environment, right? Where you pay someone to call your mum a cunt. It's confidential, baby! She'll never know. Like, your mum did her best, didn't she, sir? But did she? Do you know what I mean? Did she really? My mum's always like, "Babes, I did my best." I'm like, how long do I have to collude in this life for? Your best! Wanged off your nut on Valium, was that your best? Which I should have not, because it's hard to get Valium, innit? Do you know what I mean? Anytime I've gone to the doctors to try and get Valium, I'm like, "Look, I'm really stressed out." They're like, "Have you tried swimming?" I'm like, "What? Have you tried swimming?" I'm like, "No. I want something that works in 20 minutes, 10, if it's activated by a glass of white wine." Have I tried swimming? Oh. So some things have changed, some things have stayed the same. Comedy's changed a little bit since all the lockdowns. There's a lot of chat at the moment in comedy about what you can say and what you can't say on stage, and if we're being too heavily censored, right? Now, these complaints are mostly coming from white men, which gives me a bit of a boner. I know, right? I went on this road trip with a bunch of male comics, all my friends, and while we were on this road trip, one of them was saying, "You know what, Michelle? It's all right for you. I'm having to work really hard in comedy at the moment to get noticed." Now, you know as much as I do what a rarity it is to hear a white man complain. It's the truth. If you happen to hear one complaining, try and catch that shit like a butterfly. That is a unicorn. So he said, "It's all right for you." I said, "Oh, Brent, I'm sorry you feel that way." He said, "Yeah." He goes, "You know, you're living your best life right now." He goes, "You're Jewish, you're black, you're bisexual, you're a woman, you're winning." I said, "Oh, thanks." I said, "You know what you could do though, if you're having a hard time in comedy to get noticed as a white male?" He said, "What?" I said, "Any other fucking job, mate. Literally any other job." He went, "You can't say that." He goes, "You used to be a model. What about pretty privilege?" I said, "Good bloody point, but at 41, it's fair to say that trainer's left the station." He goes, "Well, what did you do with all your model money?" I said, "I sniffed it." And here I am. Even to this day, sometimes one nostril still whistles when I'm in bed. Be lying there trying to go to sleep, and it'd be like, I think, "Oh, you could have been a house." But it's true. I've got to be honest with you. I miss being fit as fuck. Oh, I miss it. Me in my 20s. Oh, mwah. I look alright now for my age. That's mostly powered by Botox. Oh yeah, man, if I tried to frown now, I'd probably fart. I was fit as fuck in my 20s. Oh, in my 20s, you think I'd be up here dancing like a monkey trying to make you cunts laugh? Never! Never! Wouldn't even line up for a nightclub. Just walk past all the ugly people. That ugly, ugly, ugly. I get to the front, it goes, your name down. I go, have a look. Then around 35, I was like, I'm gonna have to start working on my personality. It's been horrendous. I struggle every day to pretend I'm listening. But modelling wasn't all, well, it was mostly fun and games, but can I tell you a little story? Thank you. So, when I was a model, I was taken to Jeffrey Epstein's house. I fucking know. I've got tea for you bitches. Fucking tea time is here. Right. So, I used to live in New York, right? Because I'm better than you lot. This is about 20 years ago. Modelling was different then. There was no body positivity, right? They wanted you to be so fucking skinny you were just a voice floating around. It's before the internet even, so when the internet was just powered by a little elf on a treadmill. So I'm in New York, the 9/11 attacks had just happened. I'm in a model apartment with about 6 other models. If you're wondering what does a house full of models do when they think they're gonna die? Eat. The owner of our agency comes to the model apartment and he's like, I know you girls are stranded. I've got a friend, he's got a private jet and he might be able to fly you girls out of New York. And we were like, fucking yes! And he went, but first he wants to meet you. And I thought, because you know, as much as I do, when someone is posing as a good Samaritan, but with conditions, that's dangerous. That's how religions get started. So they ferry us up to Jeffrey's. Now, I didn't know it was Jeffrey at the time. It's only a couple of years ago that I clocked. That's him, that big chin cunt. I'll never fucking forget him. Turns out, Jeffrey was funding my model agency. This story is layered, but I've got to keep it short because I'll be scared that when I leave here, a fucking car will run me over. So we get to Jeffrey's, right? Not even a doorbell. Yeah, just a butler opens the door. Now I'm from a council estate. If I come to your house and you've got one doorbell, I'm like, fucking hell, fancy. They probably eat salad and that. Butler opens up the door. We go in. Now, as soon as I walked in that house, I knew something was off. And I knew it was off because the artwork was noncy. Proper. You know when that happened? You know what it's like, right? You know when you go out drinking with your mates and it gets to about 2 a.m. and you think, what the fuck are we going to do now? And at that moment, some German businessman appears from dry ice. And he goes, why don't you come back to mine? And you think, you're so smashed. You go, yeah, that's a great idea. And then as soon as you walk in the house, you think, oh, fuck. That's what Jeffrey's was like. It was all paintings of like ballerinas and little kids and babies with severed heads. It was fucking off. We walk into the front room, there he is, Jeffrey. He's like, come and have a seat. And I thought, nah, you're all right. He goes, have a drink. I thought, oh, I don't really want your chalky one, Jeffrey, but go on then. So, he doesn't take that much notice of me, right? We only stayed for about 20 minutes, and he pulled one of the younger girls onto his lap and gave her a weird shoulder massage. And she was sort of giggling in that way you do when you're young. Do you know what I mean? And you sort of like don't really know how to handle the situation. And then he was like, oh, after about 20 minutes, we all got up to leave and he was like, you know, do you want to come on the jet? And I was like, yeah! yeah. Now you know as a British person, when our voices go up like that and we say, yeah, we mean no fucking way, mate. The higher our voices get, the more we mean never. So we leave. My mate's like, you gonna get on the jet? And I said, no fucking way. Didn't you hear my voice go up? Now, one of the girls went with him on the jet and I never saw that girl again, right? Now, she might have been fine, who knows, right? She might be living her best life in Estonia. Hopefully. But when all this story came out and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy. And then I thought, I wonder what kept me safe in that moment, right? I wonder what it was. Like, was it my instincts? Is it because I'm streetwise? Is it because I was fucking stoned? Like, what was it that kept me safe, right? But deep in my heart, I know what kept me safe in that moment. It's fucking racism, mate. Oh! Racism! Listen, as a woman of colour, there's not that many times in life that you can say, racism did me a fucking solid. But at that moment, it did. Listen, you know what? Warrington, I'll be back, man. You guys are bloody awesome. You guys have a little break, and then the Queen of Comedy, my good friend Catherine, will be back. Thank you very much. My name's Michelle Desiree.